Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jay the Trucker. I hope you guys are doing well today. I just wanted to make this video to address anyone who's interested in becoming a truck driver. Talk a little bit about my experience, and hopefully I can answer some people's questions. If I don't cover it in this video, feel free to leave me a comment down below and I can answer you there. So anyways, first things first, to get started, I would recommend anyone who's curious about it, or they're thinking about it, but maybe they're a little hesitant because they don't know exactly which route to take or how to get into it, or maybe if it's the right job for them. Whatever the case may be, I recommend that you don't think about it too hard and go for that opportunity, because I gotta say it's a really great opportunity for people of all types. I believe there's not just a specific genre for truck drivers. I believe that literally anyone could be one if they put their mind to it, and I think that there's a lot of pros and cons and benefits to the job itself. It can be definitely very challenging at times, I would say, especially in the beginning, at least for some, but it's definitely a very rewarding job. So with that being said, if you're looking into it, don't look too long. Just go ahead, make that decision to get started today. It takes a little as starting one small action, such as Googling a school nearby for CDL classes and making that phone call or showing up in person to find out a little bit about that school and if you think it's going to be the right fit for you. So I do recommend looking at reviews on Google whenever you do search up the school. That always helped me. I literally probably looked for about 3 or 4 different schools until I found the best fit for myself. And I went in person, just wanted to ask a little bit about what the schedule would be like, see kind of who the people would be that I was dealing with, and also see the structure and what kind of program that they offered. So with that being said, I'll talk about the pricing. That's one thing that a lot of people maybe become hesitant about, because it seems pretty expensive at first. The range could cost you anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 from what I've seen in most cases. And you can get financial aid, which is a good thing, or you can work with a company which they will actually pay for your schooling. The only thing is you're pretty much obligated to work with that company for at least a year or two, at least from what I've seen. And the final thing you can do is if you just pay out of pocket, which that's actually what I did. That was the best route for me, the best fitting route at least, because I knew what I wanted to haul and which trucking job I wanted to get into. And based off of those decisions, I went ahead and found me a school that was actually fast. It only took me 4 weeks. It was Monday through Friday, and it was 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., which was actually a perfect schedule for me, just because I was able to work on the days that I wasn't in school. So all in all, with that being said, if you're worried about money, don't worry about that, because I can guarantee you it'll be worth the investment. You're investing in yourself, and you're gonna make that money back so fast once you get your CDL job. I'm talking, you can get it within a few weeks to a month. It all depends on you, and it all depends on the job, of course, but I promise you, you're gonna make that back very fast, and you're gonna be happy that you spent that money to invest in yourself. So let's talk about a few things about how the classes, a few of the things that they require. So I will say that it's different state to state. Not every state's the same, but they all are essentially the same, with for example, the type of maneuvers that they requested you to do, and a few of the other things that they grade you on. So for my case, how the school was, the first week, we pretty much just stayed in the classroom. We learned everything in the textbook as far as the rules about what you need to know for your pre-trip inspection that you'll be performing every day. dedicated 15 minutes to make sure that your truck's properly functioning and nothing's cracked, broken, or damaged. So you want to make sure to get that down. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can see that will show you exactly how to perform that inspection. And the other thing that she'll do is they'll take you out to the yard with the trucks and the trailers, and they started getting us familiar with everything like that towards the end of the first week, which was nice, because the second week we basically started spending all of it outside in the yard, and we would start forming groups and practicing our pre-trip inspections together, just rehearsing it over and over again, because it literally just takes repetition to remember all the parts and what their functions are, and what you want to look for to make sure there isn't anything wrong with those parts and that they are properly functioning. It's really important, because if you get out here in the roads and you have things damaged on your truck, it can be very dangerous for you and everyone around you. So they spend a lot of time making sure that you get that down, and you'll have a test on it, of course, where you'll have to point out everything and explain its function and explain what can be wrong with it. So once you get that out of the way, you get to move on to the fun stuff, which is practicing the backing maneuvers. I believe pretty much every school will have you focusing on 3 backing maneuvers. Depending on the state, those can vary a little bit, but they're all essentially the same and give you the same fundamentals that you'll need and building blocks that you'll need in order to start backing your truck out there in the real world. So for us, we personally started with the 90-degree backing turn. That's one that you'll be using for backing into docks and warehouses, or possibly parking spaces at truck stops. So I will say that a lot of times you're not going to do a full 90-degree backing turn. A lot of times it's closer to a 45-degree angle that you put your truck and trailer into before you back in. But like I said, the whole idea is just to show you how to maneuver the trailer in the first place. One of the other ones is the straight back. Very straightforward and self-explanatory. You literally just back the truck and trailer in a straight line through a set of cones without hitting or knocking one of those cones over. So it sounds really easy, and obviously it does become easy in the future. But for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, it was a little challenging in the beginning, because you just have to get used to controlling the steering wheel by making micro turns and basically counterreacting the trailer behind you, because it's going to want to go a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, and you just have to combat that with the steering wheel and keep it straight. Super crucial. You're going to use that so many times. It's like your staple in the backing world. So make sure you get that down, get it perfected, feel confident about it. And then the last one that we performed was the offset backing maneuver. So for that one, I personally haven't used it too many times out in the real world, but again, I think it's a good maneuver to learn as far as just basically making moves with the tractor and seeing how your trailer reacts to it and being able to control those movements. So yeah, once you get those done, you'll take a test on all 3 of them, and they'll rate you on how you did. You get a couple tries as far as like pull-ups, but obviously if you hit a cone or anything like that, it's over. You don't have any chances for that. I will say that, even out here in the real world, there's so many times that you're going to have to pull up. Like, you're not going to get it first try, so there's no reason to stress out if you're not getting it first try. That doesn't mean that you're not getting it as fast as everybody else, or that you're not getting it fast in general. That's just how it is, because literally, like, every backing scenario is a little bit different depending on your setup, the terrain, just the whole area, or what the parking spot's like. It's always going to change, so you just have to learn to be able to adjust to that, and that's a part of pulling up. So Once you complete all those, they will have you on the final week. Once you're ready, of course, you'll be going out into the road and you'll do your road test. Towards the end of the second week and mostly the third week, for us particularly, we spent a lot of the time out on the road, starting in like small back roads, of course, and even a couple lots. Then we went out and practiced our turns, and they teach you how to go around a cul-de-sac. And for me, I did a manual truck, so we were learning how to shift gears. I briefly learned how to shift gears in a manual car for like a couple hours, but I wasn't super familiar with it, and I essentially learned how to shift gears in a semi-truck, which was really cool. And I'm happy that I did that, because one thing, for example, if you test in an automatic, you're only going to be restricted to driving automatic trucks. When you get out in the real world and you do your truck driving job, or any truck driving job, so you're a little bit more limited. There is a lot of automatic trucks out there, so for those of you that don't want to drive a manual, there's definitely options. But for me, I just wanted to have all my doors and opportunities open, so I gave myself the challenge and went to go learn the manual. And here I am today, driving a 13-speed International Lone Star, and I love it. Honestly, it gives me something to do. I feel like it's maybe not as easy to get drowsy because you have something to do. Your mind's focused on shifting from time to time, and I feel like you just have a little bit more control with the vehicle, which is nice, especially when it comes to going up and down hills. So I really favor that aspect about it. But anyways, so you'll get a little bit of road experience, and then you'll go out to take your road test in the final week. So they'll be testing you on how do you take your turns. Are you taking them wide enough? Making sure that you're not rubbing any curbs with the trailer tires. That'll automatically fill you, of course. And that you're able to react to the traffic lights appropriately, brake in time, and keep a good following distance between cars. So that's basically all you cover in class, guys. I actually had a really good time in my class. Everybody was super nice and friendly, and it was actually really cool because I went to the class that was about 30 minutes from me, outside of an area that I don't really go to. I'm not really familiar with that area, and it was interesting and unique that I seen someone that I went to high school with. They're a few grades above me, and we hadn't seen each other in years, and it was super nice being able to see them there and to find out that they were actually one of the trainers there. So that made it just a lot more interesting and fun to go to. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you have any other additional questions about how to get started or the things that you'll need to be prepared about, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. But at the end of the day, it really just comes down to having that idea of something that you want to do, why you want to do it, and then taking that first initial step or action to get started. That's all it is. Don't procrastinate, don't wait. All you got to do is get your foot in the door and start by looking up that first class, figuring out when you can start with them and which school you want to attend. And thank you guys for watching. Looking forward to uploading more content. Just getting started here. But I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next time.